You don't have to worry about getting a car on bank finance. Soon after getting that car, it breaks down. Your dealership is ghosting you and you're still expected to pay their monthly payments. I'll tell you why you shouldn't worry. And for people who are complaining that used cars are expensive, well, I have reasons to believe that they're about to be more expensive. And I'll tell you why. So for a long time now, banks were hiding behind the excuse of saying that we only just provide you with the money. We can't get involved with your issue. Well, gone are those days, right? This all happened because there was a lady, God bless that lady, bought a car via bank finance. It was a Ford Ranger, right? The car had issues and the dealership was unable to fix it. Well, they did fix it, but not really fix it. Basically, it was a mess, right? So the whole thing went to court and there was a court sentiment. And according to the Consumer Protection Act, the banks can be held liable throughout the whole situation, right? Because the banks are the legal owner of the car until you pay it off. It is not fair for the consumer to continue paying for a product that is defective, a product that they're not even using. Because the banks, in simple terms, were involved in the whole facilitation of you getting the car, they play just as a big role as the dealerships. The Consumer Protection Act is saying that the banks are legally liable to help you get your car fixed or get your refund. And all of this is in the context of you buying a car and within a 6-month period, not longer than 6 months, you experience issues with the car. Then you take it back to the dealer to get it fixed. If they can't fix it, if the car is still sitting there at the dealership for weeks, for months, you cannot be expected to continue paying installments for a vehicle that you're not even using. So you speak to your dealership, y'all get a letter to the legal department of the banks to inform them that, listen, we have a problem with this car that's been financed by you through us dealership. We have an issue with it, and something should be done because the customer can't keep paying for something that they're not even using. Right? Remember, 6 months time period. That is the whole context here. The bank has to be involved in putting pressure on the dealership to fix it, or the bank is liable to give you your money back. Whether you've paid deposits and all the 2-3 installments you've made and the interest they've charged you on all the installments, you are legally entitled to get your money back if the dealership and the bank are not going to fix it. That is the reason why I'm saying you do not have to worry. But within a 6 months time period, you do not have to worry about having issues with the car and still paying for a car that you no longer have. With that being said, it means that banks are now going to put pressure on dealerships to sell good quality vehicles to us. Finally, because they can't keep financing lemons, because they're gonna end up losing, as I was saying in the previous video about the WeBuy car situation. It is within their best interest, the banks, to put a lot of pressure on dealerships to sell quality cars, especially on finance. And also, yes, this whole situation does apply to you. If you bought your car cash and within 6 months you get issues, you can go through the whole situation, but not with the bank, with the dealer. Make sure you get your car from a reputable dealer, okay? A registered dealer, so that you can get your money back if you bought the car cash and within 6 months it's giving you issues, they're failing to fix it, or you just don't want them to fix it, or they replace your car with another one that works, okay? So I know people will say, what about us cash buyers? Yes, you're also safe. You fall under the same situation where you are going to get help. Just not with the bank situation, the dealer. Anyways, as I was saying, good news for us, we are now going to be getting good quality vehicles. So dealerships, especially wherever they get their cars, second-hand cars, auctions or from people, whatever, they're going to go through the vehicle, make sure it wasn't an accident vehicle. I know that. And they're probably going to check the whole mileage thing to make sure that the mileage isn't reversed, because that's an issue. And the car will be mechanically sound. That's what dealerships are going to make sure they do when getting a car to sell to us, because the bank will put pressure on them. They got to work together, so they have to be moving in the same direction. But the problem is, in most cases, we all know that people, when they sell their cars or trade in their cars, usually it's because maybe it's giving them problems and they don't want it anymore. So a dealership that sells second-hand cars will come across these things where the cars that they buy have issues. So they're going to have to make sure that they fix this car, and they have to get back the money they used in buying it and fixing it. So they're going to make the car a bit more expensive. Hence I was saying that I feel like with this whole situation, even though it's good news, we're going to get good cars, but they're going to cost more. Already we are crying about used cars being expensive. They're about to be more expensive because of this. Maybe one day we'll get good news on car prices, right? Maybe they'll drop. I don't know. Maybe there'll be another case in court and someone will say whatever's going to happen. You know, cars are too expensive. South African car market must do something. But for now, we're just going to have to deal with the fact that cars are going to be more expensive than they already are. For me, it just makes sense that that's what's going to happen. Cars are going to be even more expensive. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but think about it. The dealership and the banks do not want to lose money. So whatever car is going to be sold, especially second-hand, guys, the dealership will have a lot of pressure from the CPA, Consumer Protection Act, and from the banks to ensure that that car, they're going to have to make sure that the car is proper. They'll be touching this thing, that thing, gearbox, engine, whatever, suspension. Like, they're going to be doing a lot to make sure that these cars are of good qualities, because otherwise there'll be a lot of cases that they have to deal with. They'll lose money, they'll get fines, banks won't want to work with them, they'll lose business. So yeah, they're going to make sure that we get clean cars. So it's going to cost them. In turn, it's going to cost us. That's my whole interpretation. And also new cars, right? If you get a new car and it gives you issue and it's on finance, yes, the same solutions still apply to you, because new cars can have faults, right? I've heard many stories of people buying a new car, the car's not working, it's breaking down, blah, 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 but they're still paying installments for a car they don't have. You're also covered there. The Consumer Protection Act says it's legally binding. Dealership and banks gotta make sure you're straight. Stay tuned for more car related content.